Matt Bomer may not be a huge Hollywood A-lister, but had he landed this major role in 2003, it's likely his entire career would have been different, and his biggest show, White Collar, would never have taken off. Matt Bomer began his acting career in 2000 when he first landed a credited TV role in All My Children for one episode. Over the next couple of years, Bomer was auditioning for bigger and better roles as he tried to get his acting career to take off, and he managed to land several more TV shows, with some recurring parts. However, it wasn't until 2009, nearly 10 years after Matt Bomer had begun his TV career, that he made big waves as Neil Caffrey on White Collar. After this, Bomer's life was forever changed, and he was able to command bigger roles, break into more feature-length films and gain a considerable fan base of his own. However, things could have turned out very differently if one of his earlier roles took off as expected. While auditioning back in 2003, Bomer came incredibly close to being cast as an iconic character who could have guaranteed the star's future in Hollywood would be profitable and busy. Matt Bomer was almost cast as Superman in 2003 for J.J. Abrams' movie. He was so close to playing the Man of Steel. According to the actor, he found some big success early on when he signed a 3-movie deal with Warner Brothers, via The Guardian. Having made it through multiple rounds of auditions, Bomer had successfully landed the role of Superman. Not only that, but the first movie where he was set to appear was written by J.J. Abrams, who has since become a huge director, having kicked off the Star Wars sequel trilogy, rebooting the Star Trek movies, and much more. Superman, Flyby, as the scrapped project was called, was set on Krypton, and would have been one of the most ambitious Superman movies ever made. However, despite making it through so many rounds of interviews, being tagged as the director's choice for the role, and signing up to play Clark Kent, Bomer was dropped from the project amidst numerous other issues with production. These difficulties meant the director was changed multiple times, and eventually, Abrams' script was scrapped in favor of a brand new story by writer-director Bryan Singer. This led to the 2005 movie, Superman Returns, starring Brandon Routh, with Bomer's career being halted from seeing any significant progress. Matt Bomer would have likely played Superman for several years if the movie was made. Superman, Flyby was just the beginning for Kal-El. As mentioned above, Superman, Flyby was set to be the first entry in a trilogy. The movies would have seen Superman starting out on Krypton, and spending some time there before the story ever moved to Earth. With 3 movies set to be made, and the birth of the MCU in 2008, it's entirely possible that Bomer's time as Superman could have been stretched to well over a decade, and he may have joined the DCEU. Of course, since White Collar began airing in 2009, it's very likely that the show would not have featured Bomer as the leading man. Neil Caffrey, considering how many people went into creating the show, it's very likely it would still have been made, and it's possible that Tim DeKay, who plays Peter Burke opposite Caffrey, could still have been cast. However, the show would have needed another actor to take on the role of Caffrey, and it would have been a challenge to find someone with as much charisma and charm as Bomer to play the part. Unfortunately for Bomer's career early on, and fortunately for all the White Collar fans, Bomer's loss on the role cleared the way for him to star as the legendary thief and con man. Matt Bomer could have been typecast as a hero after playing Superman. Superhero actors tend to get a lot of offers for similar roles. While plenty of actors manage to secure a role as a superhero and then expand their careers into other roles, there is always the possibility that the actors get stuck with a typecast. The whole job of an actor is to be versatile and tackle roles as different characters. However, when an actor nails one specific type of role, it often happens that they end up being cast as a similar character over and over again. And for those actors playing superheroes, it's no different. The stars of comic book movies tend to be seen as larger, more impressive, and imposing than ordinary people. If Bomer had played Superman, it could have pigeonholed him into playing these kinds of characters. This may not necessarily be a bad thing, but for most actors, being able to play a hero one day, and a villain the next, is what makes the career interesting. And Caffrey is a con man with extremely loose morals, meaning it could have been hard to tie that in with the Bomer who became famous for playing Superman. As a result, it's possible even if he auditioned for the role in the popular series White Collar, he could have missed out due to his earlier success.